Good morning, Neelam. Good morning, Aviral. Good morning, Jyoti. Good morning, Hussein. Good morning, Deepak. Good morning, Mohit. So, good morning, Abhishek. Good morning, Ritik. Good morning, Vishnu. So, all of you are very welcome in the class. So, let us start the discussion with the first topic of the day, that is CCTV in police station. So, story for the CCTV start with the Article 21. Article 21 says that no person shall be deprived of his personal liberty or life except the procedure established by law. Personal liberty means your personal freedoms, your freedoms of speech and expression, of movement, occupation, profession, movement, residence, etc. So whatever kind of freedoms you enjoy as a human being, that cannot be taken away by the state except by the procedure established by law. It means that your freedoms can only be taken away if there is law for it. If there is law for it. So your deprivation of personal liberties could be made possible by a legal act. Second, Supreme Court has interpreted that this law should be moral. How? Because it has interpreted that procedure established by law mentioned in the Constitution under Article 21 is due procedure established by law. So, which means the law should be fair, reasonable, just, ethical, etc. All right. Yeah, Aviral, in few minutes I would be visible. Now I'm Mr. India. After a while, I would on the red light and I would be visible to you. So, by taking this advantage of due procedure established by law and using its power, Supreme Court has expanded its scope in Uni Krishnan versus State of Andhra Pradesh 1993. Supreme Court has expanded the scope of Article 21, specifically this word, personal liberty and life, where it has said that human life is not only meant here जस्ट द सर्वाइवल. यहाँ पर अगर ह्यूमन लाइफ के बारे में लिखा हुआ है तो यहाँ पर सिर्फ एनिमल एग्जिस्टेंस के बारे में नहीं लिखा हुआ है या सर्वाइवल नहीं लिखा हुआ. Here it is not mentioned just survival or animal existence, but here it meant a dignified life. Constitution protects your dignified life. That is why, taking wider interpretation of this word, Supreme Court includes that not only you have right to personal liberty and life, you also have right against solitary confinement, handcuffing, delayed execution, custodial death, public hanging, etc. Even you have right to health, education, sanitation, emergency care, etc. The list is endless. Whatever it takes to make your life worthwhile, dignified, would come under this article. So now the second part of the story is National Crime Records Bureau data. It has said that 2001 and 2018, 727 people has been died in police custody. What does it mean? See, police has the power to take you in its custody, that is in its premises, so to interrogate you regarding any offense police has any doubt with. So in such interrogation, sometimes police, what they do, they use high-handed measures. They use iron hand to deal with the potential alleged accused. So they use iron hand against them. So sometimes they get died in their custody. And so it is violative of Article 21 because his personal liberty and most importantly life has been deprived by the police. So more than 1700 cases are there, but only 26 policemen ever convicted of custodial violence. And 4.3, only 4.3, that is 70 deaths only, were attributed to injuries caused by physical attack by police. So there is underreporting also, and also there is under conviction. Underreporting and under conviction regarding police dealing with these kind of custodial cases. And there are 2000 human rights violation cases against the police and only 344 police convicted. So that is why in 2015 DK Vasu versus State of West Bengal, Supreme Court has ordered that CCTV should be installed in every police station and prison to check human rights abuses. To put someone behind bars is the sole prerogative of judiciary. To prescribe the kind of punishment, whether it would be harsh punishment or simple punishment, that is also the prerogative of judiciary. Police has no role to play in mistreating, misbehaving with prisoners. They have also certain human rights. They are made to live behind bars, but they need to be treated with dignity, respect, and due behavior. So that is why CCTV need to be installed. But nobody follows Supreme Court order. That is why in 2018 Supreme Court asked Ministry of Home Affairs to set up a central oversight body basically consisting of bureaucrats so that it would implement the plan of action for CCTV in the investigation. But this has also not been implemented. So what happened now? Supreme Court has said that majority of states and UT have not installed CCTV. So it has asked against states and union territories to ensure that CCTV cameras are installed in each and every police station at all entry and exit points, main gates, lockups, corridors, lobby, reception, and area outside the lockup rooms. And these CCTV systems must be equipped with night vision and should have audio video footage. And its data should be stored for more than 1 year. And center has to also need to install CCTV cameras and recording equipment at the offices of CBI, ED, National Investigation Agency, etc. So remember this. So see, installing CCTV is a good idea because it would ensure some sort of vigilance over police functioning. And in India, police is not as autonomous, as empowered, as sensitive, as professional as in developed countries like in Britain, USA, etc. They still are using feudal ways of enforcing law and order. They need proper training. They need proper sensitization. They need to instill more professionalism, more sensitivity, compassion, etc. towards citizen. Lack of enforcement is also available everywhere. Yes, Neelam, that is also true. But since CCTV problem is, it do gives us first big data, huge data it would provide. For example, 12-hour night recording. So problem is how you are going to check this data because there are more than suppose 24 camera in single police station. How you are going to check each and every recorded video of every camera? Either you would check it in the morning and play it like on 24 28 times speed and you would quickly see this, but this also would take huge time of yours, and also it is unrealistic that every day you would able to check the CCTV footage. Second is check the CCTV footage only when any case of human right violation comes in. Just keep the recordings of CCTV whenever any crime, any police abuses happens, then CCTV footage are checked. That is also not a good way because CCTV footage can be deleted from the storage system or there may be some technical error because of which CCTV was not functioning on that particular day when police allegedly has abused the culprit. Then third solution is use of artificial intelligence. Use of artificial intelligence, where some softwares would be installed in the CCTV setups. That CCTV setups, that CCTV setups, what they would do, they would themselves analyze the data and they would alert the police commissioner or the judicial magistrate whenever untoward incident happens. Suppose there is unusual coming of a few police official in the locker room and there is huge close contact between culprit and policemen. In that scenario, in this scenario, CCTV would give an alarm to the police commissioner, etc., so that the constabulary does not abuse its power. Fourth idea is to make this CCTV cameras footage live to media, civil society, or maybe web portal of concerned police station, so that people themselves can have supervision over the functioning of police. So that is basically the solution for effective functioning of CCTVs. So this is the first prelims question of the day. Kindly answer. Yes, we need transparency and accountability. We need transparency and accountability. Yes, I think now whole technical setup is done. Yes, two answer come in. Rest of you also do fast answer. So let me give you a brief about the second topic, cannabis. Yes. So answer is D. Answer is D. Both are incorrect because cases are reversed. Cases are reversed in this question. Let us come to the second topic. Cannabis are removed from the dangerous substances. UN has said that. So first we would discuss what is cannabis. As per WHO, cannabis is the term to donate the several psychoactive preparation of the plants cannabis sativa. So whatever some products are derived from the this plant and this have the property of stimulating the mind, and it has led to a stage of high where we forget all our worries and all, and we got intoxicant by this. So you can see this plant from where this cannabis are derived. So kindly observe properly, there are shoots, leaves, and these buds. From these buds, cannabis are derived. Cannabis are derived, not from leaves and shoots. Okay. And also this marijuana, hemp, and cannabis all have the similar kind of plants. And this cannabis is mostly widely cultivated in the world, and it is trafficked because it has been banned by most of the countries, and also most abused illicit drug. It has been most consumed drug in the world, and its major psychoactive constituent is delta 9 tetrahydrocannabinol. This drug, this constituent instigate the mental reaction in your mind, and this unpollinated female plants is known as hashish, and this cannabis oil, hashish oil, is concentrate of cannabinoids, that is compound which are similar to tetrahydrocannabinol. Okay. And this cannabis plant can be any plant of this genus cannabis. I've shown you in the picture. These are all plants derived from the plant named genus named cannabis. And charas is separated from the resin extracted from the cannabis plants. What is resin? You can see this in picture. This is resin. This is resin. So in this plant, from this shoot, you would extract resins, and from this resins, charas would be manufactured. Now, let us briefly know about this Commission on Narcotic Drugs. It's an UN agency, and it discussed which drugs would be regulated by which regulation. What do I mean by it? Which drug would be banned? Which drugs would be allowed? Which drugs would be allowed but with restrictions? That decisions are taken by this commission. And it has been founded in 1946, headquarter Vienna. Headquarter Vienna. So now global attitudes towards cannabis have changed dramatically. In 1961 Convention of Commission on Narcotics Drugs, they have fully prohibited the cannabis. But now global opinion is changing. 50 countries have allowed that cannabis can be used in medical programs and for its recreational use, that is basically for parties, for celebrations, etc., has been legalized in Canada, Uruguay, and 15 states of USA. Because it has been found that more you ban it, more is the consumption. More you ban it, more is the proliferation of black market. More you ban it, less is the regulation over the quality of the this kind of intoxicants. So that is why substandard, fake, low quality, hazardous drugs are being sold in the market. So that is why it is better to legalize it, but with regulations. Just like the country named Iran has done it. Iran has done it. It has allowed the use of drugs, but with regulations. And this regulations has ensured that the actual drug spread in the country is lower than those countries which have absolutely banned these kind of drugs. And it is also a human psychology. जैसे आपके घर में अगर कोई बच्चा हो, आपको पता हो, अगर आप उसको मना करोगे कुछ, वो पक्का करेगा. अगर आप उसको अलाउ करेंगे तो कर कर, तब वो नहीं करेगा. It is human psychology. Whenever we are asked to not to do something, we are more inclined to do that. So that is why if we are restricted or banned to you consume cannabis, we would be more inclined to consume the cannabis. So in January, that is why in January 2019, World Health Organization has said that cannabis and its resin should be removed from Schedule 4 of the Convention of Narcotic Drugs 1961. Schedule 4, it consists that drugs which are highly dangerous, highly deadly, including heroin, charas, etc. That is why it should be 100% prohibited to produce, manufacture, consume, etc. Okay. And that is why now what is the current status? What is the current affair news? This commission now has removed the cannabis and cannabis resins from fourth schedule, and it has been put into schedule 1, that is least dangerous category of substances. Least dangerous category of substances. Let me do little bit technical. Yes. So yeah, 27 of these countries has voted in favor, including India. India has voted in favor, USA, European nations, etc. And countries not in favor, basically the authoritarian countries like China, Pakistan, and Russia, which wants to deal this issue with heavy hand, and they do not want to allow this drug to be produced and consumed. So, what is the significance? So now this convention has recognized the medical and therapeutic potential of cannabis, like it could be used as stress buster, etc. But its reclassification would not immediate change its status worldwide, because it depends on the nations that they would enact their respective laws, and they would allow the production consumption of this drug. So what is India's stand so far? Narcotics, Drugs and Psychotropic Substances Act 1985, which has replaced the Dangerous Drugs Act of 1930. It has banned the production, manufacture, possession, sale, purchase, transport, use, etc. of cannabis, and also prescribe stringent punishment for this. And also it has illegalized any mixture of any two form of cannabis like charas, ganja or any drink prepared from it. Even it covers separated resin in whatever form, whether crude or purified, obtained from this plant, and also include concentrated preparation and resin known as hashish or liquid hashish. It also defined ganja. What is ganja? It is basically flowering or fruiting top of the cannabis plant, but it excludes the seeds and leaves. So I've shown you earlier in the picture that carefully see the seeds and leaves part of the plant, because why it has excluded the seeds and leaves from its preview, why it has not illegalized seeds and leaves, why it has not banned seeds and leaves, because it has very negligible tetrahydrocannabis oil. That is why bhang, which is made out of the leaves of seed plant, leaves of the cannabis plant, has not been banned. So that is why bhang is allowed in this country. That is why many people consume bhangs on Holi without any fear of authorities. And CBD oil, this is cannabidiol oil that extracted from leaves of this plant, also not come under this act. And it also does not permit any recreational use of cannabis in India. For example, if you have watched those kind of movies like Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Dam Maro Dam, that kind of recreational use you cannot do legally. Okay, so Narcotics Control Bureau, this agency you may be quite often hearing because of Riya Chakravarti case, or Bharti Singh arrest by this bureau for just possessing 85 gram of drugs. Just very little gram of drugs she has been possession of. That is why she has been arrested, and it is quite unfair, quite unfair on the part of Narcotics Control Bureau to arrest her. I'm not saying that she has not violated the law. She has violated the law, but she is small fish. Small fish. Narcotics Control Bureau should focus on big fishes who are indulged in huge large-scale trade of these kind of drugs. And she just being a celebrity, you want some diversion of real issues like of unemployment, agriculture crisis, etc. And you want diversion. That is why you are arresting these kind of celebrities. So these kind of small fish would not give you any tangible results. It is better to focus on big fishes in the pond. So this has been given to charge any individual who is in use and supply of narcotics. So this is the interview question. Make a case for legalizing the cannabis in India. The life could lead to misuse of prior information. Yes, bhang is also cannabis, but it does not produce from its fruits or buds. It has been produced from its leaves, and leaves does not have that much kind of intoxication, very low level of THC. That is why bhang is not included under this act. So now third, Rohingyas at isolated Bangladesh island. We have covered Rohingyas in our previous lecture. We have covered. So, but the issue that we are covering today, the issue that we are covering today for Rohingyas is little bit separate that we have covered in our previous class, previous lecture. Yes, bhang is consumed during Shivratri also, Holi also, etc. And if you visit Banaras or Varanasi, you would find that bhang is available on every tea stall. In every tea stall, you would find bhang is available. People are consuming bhang with tea, and no policeman, no authority take action against them because it is the part of the Banaras culture. Now, authorities in Bangladesh has sent 15,000 Rohingya refugees to isolated Basanchar island in the Bay of Bengal. So let us see the issue. What is this issue is? First, the Rohingya people, you all know these are stateless people. These are citizenless people. They do not belong to any country. They are not part of citizen of citizenry of any country, because 1982 Myanmar nationality law has denied them citizenship. They have denied any possibility of acquiring the citizenship of Myanmar in future also. In future also, even they are being denied the citizenship. There is no chance for them to get the citizenship. They are just made excluded in the Myanmar society, and they are not being recognized as one of the 8 national indigenous races of Myanmar. So basically, they are not considered as a part of their society. They are not considered as indigenous member of the society. They are being considered as outsiders or immigrants, etc. That is why they are not being given the citizenship. But they belong to Indo-Aryan ethnic group. What does it mean? That if you see these Rohingyas, you would find that their physical characteristics like nose, eyes, ears, face, etc., is quite similar to the people living in the subcontinent. The Indians, Bangladeshis, Myanmaris, etc., all share the same Indo-Aryan ethnic racial characteristics. Racial characteristics, the physical appearance you would find similar. For example, I'm not making racial comment, I'm just explaining the concept. For example, Nepalese people, Chinese people, Southeast Asia people, Japanese people have similar racial characteristics. Their physical appearance are similar. Similarly, Pakistani people, Bangladesh, Indian, Sri Lankan, Maldives, etc., people have similar racial characteristics. Similarly, European, USA countries have similar racial characteristics, and they have Mongoloid characteristics, and we have Indo-Aryan ethnic group, and there are Negroes also. That is also one of the racial group that is living in Africa. So basically, that is the point we got from this point: ethnic Indo-Aryan ethnic group. So they reside in Rakhine state of Myanmar. See this in map. See this in map. This is Rakhine state at the southwest part of Myanmar. And here is the Sitwe port which India is building. So Rakhine is quite important for India also. Peace, stability here is also important for India because our goods would transfer from this Sitwe port. 1 million refugees Rohingyas were living in Myanmar, but in 2016-17, Myanmar army has cracked down over the Rohingyas. That's why they have fled into the Bangladesh. So it has been alleged that there is ethnic cleansing. Ethnic cleansing means one particular community is forcefully made to get cleared out of that area, either by shooting them, killing them, or force them to leave that place. And that's why they have come to the city of Cox's Bazar, which in the Bangladesh. That is here, southeastern part of Bangladesh, because it is quite near to Rakhine state, quite near to Rakhine state. And you can see this Cox's Bazar in the map also. Majority of them are Muslims, few of them could be Hindu, Buddhist, etc. And United Nations even said that it is one of the most persecuted communities in the world. So two convention you have to understand before you would able to understand this current affair issue. See, in International Convent on Civil and Political Rights, it has, despite the fact that refugees are foreigners, see, citizens has the rights and claims over this state. Indian citizen has the claim over Indian government that provide us education, health, security, sanitation, water, drinking water, etc. Similarly, American citizens has the claim over the American government. But American citizens has no right over the Indian government that they would provide them Ayushman Bharat, they would provide them Swachh Bharat benefits, PM Ujjwala Yojana benefits, etc. So the citizens of a particular country has the right over that particular government. But nevertheless, foreigners also have certain rights. Foreigners also have certain rights so that they do not get persecuted, they do not get mistreated, misbehaved, and their life and liberties also get protected. For example, in Indian Constitution, Article 21 use the word person. Person includes both citizens and non-citizens. These non-citizens are foreigners. They also cannot be deprived of their personal liberty and life. For example, Mac Jonas. He has come to the India. He is Italy resident and he Italy citizen, and he has been taken away by the police. His kidney has been taken away. His livers has been taken away, etc., etc. Can it be possible in this country? No, because he also has the right of personal liberty and life. Okay, but all rights are not available to foreigners, like right to public employment sector, that is not available to foreigners. So that is why refugees life or personal liberty cannot be taken away in the country in which they have seek the shelter, they have seek the asylum, they have seek the protection, and they have seek the temporary stay. Okay, and also 1951 Refugee Convention says the principle of non-refoulement. That is also very important because it said that refugees should not be returned to country where they do not feel safe, they do not feel secure, they feel danger to their life, danger to their liberty, etc. That country they should not be returned to unless and until conditions get stabilized, they should not be returned. So very simple example of this is, for example, uh, this is Suresh, okay, and this is Ramesh. Both are neighbors. Both are neighbors. Okay. Suresh is beating his wife and also beating his daughter. Out of fear, wife and daughter has come to Ramesh house and seeks shelter for temporary period, so that his wife parents could come in and take them back to their in their parents' house. So should Ramesh hand over wife and daughter back to Suresh? No. Should Ramesh make the wives and daughter, Suresh wives and daughters stay in his house permanent? No. It is just, he's just giving a temporary shelter and protection to the wife and daughter of Suresh, so that moment the conditions stabilized, moment the situation get normalized, they would be returned either to Suresh house or maybe wife's parents house. That is what's the duty of Ramesh. So this is Myanmar, Suresh, who has beaten his wife and daughter, basically the Rohingyas, and Ramesh is the Bangladesh. That is what 1951 Refugee Convention is saying. So Uttarakhand में, if in Uttarakhand it is seeds of bhang is taken as food dish. See, remember this. Uttarakhand is hilly area. It is very difficult to enforce the law. Law enforcement is very difficult. Who would take panga with pahadis? For example, this is hill and somebody is living here and and he is consuming bhang, charas, heroin, whatever he wished to. So police authorities would never take any botherance about going to such place and take action against him, because being a hilly area, law enforcement is very difficult. That is why some seeds, etc., is being consumed in Uttarakhand. And see, in this country, heroin is consumed, charas is consumed. So consumption of these kind of drugs does not mean that there is that these drugs get legalized, or illegalization of these drugs does not mean that there is no prevalence of these kind of drugs in the country. So basically, if the seeds of the bhang are consumed in the country, in the Uttarakhand or any other place, it means that it is being consumed illegally and there is lack of law enforcement. Okay, Dalai Lama maybe, yes, Dalai Lama is also the refugee. He's, he's not the citizen of India. We want that Tibetan refugees should be returned to China, provided China provide them secure and safe conditions for their permanent stay in China. We never say that Tibetan refugees are part of Indian society, they are part of Indian citizenship, etc. Now comes to the Ashrayan project of the Bangladesh. In 2015, Bangladesh said that Rohingyas are not possible to return back to Myanmar. So, and also, but at the same time, it is also affecting the demography of my country, affecting the geography of my country, affecting the economy, livelihood of my country, etc. So, my native people of Bangladesh, the native people of Bangladesh are feeling insecure with the growing presence of Rohingyas in their region. That is why it has proposed that they would resettle Rohingyas refugees on an island named Bashan Char. Bashan Char. That is basically this picture. You can see this. This is the island, and this is how it wants to build houses for Rohingyas, and it wants to resettle Rohingyas at this place. So see this picture carefully, these areas carefully. Okay, we are going to discuss this. Basanchar, basically a floating island. It is also known by the name of Charpia Thangarchar Island, and it is at at Hatia location of Bangladesh, which is 21 kilometer away from the mainland. See the map. See the map. Here is the Bashanchar Island. Bangladesh, very near to Cox's Bazar, southeastern part. You can see this. So this has not been a permanent island. It has just surfaced 20 years ago, because in 2006, silt that has been taken by the river Brahmaputra, which is known by the name of Meghna River in Bangladesh. It has taken huge sand, silt, gravels with itself, and it has deposited into this island. That is why some land has been formed where now you can take some construction activities of homes, settlements, offices, buildings, etc. And human society is now possible to form here. So you can see this silt has been deposited by Meghna River in this picture. So it was once regularly submerged by monsoon rains because it has been island, but now it has flood protection, embankment, houses, hospital, mosque, etc. built by Bangladesh Navy. So what are the criticism of this move? What are the criticism of this move? Because Bangladesh has now resettled 1500 families of Rohingyas in this island. First is ecological fragile area because it is prone to floods. I have just told you that in monsoon, huge rainfall comes and this whole island gets submerged into water. Subject to erosion because of Meghna's river water, it can take away the fertile land and this island may become inhospitable to the Rohingya Muslims, and it is also subjected to many cyclones. So that is why not safe for human settlements. The UN has said that Rohingya refugees must be given a free and informed decision. Should be given opportunity to make a free and informed decision so that they can be relocated to this island based on accurate updated information. So basically UN is saying that give them full information about this erosion, cyclone, floods, employment opportunities, livelihood opportunities, etc. Whether they want to go or not, that should be left to the refugees. That should be their decision to go that place or not. So basically ये ज़्यादा हो गया थोड़ा UN का, ये थोड़ा it goes too far because I think this solution is quite win-win for both Bangladeshis and also Rohingyas. Because here there would be no change in demography, there is no danger to economic livelihood of the native people, etc. And also Rohingya would be able to resettle here at this place. They can build a new town, new city afresh by relocating to this place. Amnesty International are saying that Rohingya settlements are cramped and they are living in unhygienic living conditions. They have been provided limited food, healthcare facilities. There is no phones, and even there is cases of sexual harassment by the Navy. They are taking advantage of dis- uh, disadvantaged position and they are sexually harassing them. And even local laborers are engaging in extortion. They are just taking away the little amount they earn by the meager livelihood activities they do. So what is India's stand? India said that they have linked with international terror groups. They are being vulnerable to be get taken away by these terrorist groups. They can be made to join terrorist groups. So that is why they are threat to our national securities. So India is saying either they have linkage with the terrorist group like Islamic State, Lashkar-e-Taiba, etc., or they may get, there is possibility that they may get subject to their influence. चाहे तो वो है उनके मेंबर, चाहे कल को फ्यूचर में हो जाएंगे. Why? Because first their identity is Muslim. Second, they are being very poor, very excluded, very marginalized, very alienated, very oppressed, etc. So they are very hot source for these terrorist organization to recruit the members for. That is why India is saying that it is threat to our national security, and also we have refused to accept any pressure on Myanmar for taking these Rohingyas back and to give them citizenship of Myanmar, etc. Why? Because we are just moving on the tightrope. We have to balance the relationship with both Bangladesh and Myanmar. Myanmar is the gateway to this ASEAN and Bangladesh is the gateway to Northeast. Both are important for our. That is why we are not want to infuriate or make angry any one of this country. That is why we are trying to make a balance. कि तुम दोनों का मसला है, तुम आपस में सुलझाओ, मुझे बीच में मत डालो, वरना बुरा मैं बन जाऊंगा. ये इंडिया की अप्रोच है. So what is the way forward? Bangladesh and external partners should work together. External partners like UN, Amnesty International, Bill Gates Foundation, USA, India, etc. So that safe housing could be built, education, schools could be built, and their livelihood opportunities could be ensured so that necessary skills could be imparted so that they can do the work of tailoring, plumbing, etc. And they should support those communities which are accepting the refugees, those who are working in refugees rehabilitation, that should be supported, and also they should work for eventual repatriation. Repatriation means sending back to their home country, that is Myanmar. And also Myanmar need to change its course and also reorient to itself to genuine democracy which is protecting its minority rights, just like India has done the protection of minority rights in India. That is how Myanmar also should do, and it also address the issue of discrimination, and also law should be amended so that any violator of human rights could be punished, and at the same time the victims can get the justice. So this is the prelims question for you, second prelims question of the day. So they are deciding not settled, yes, correctly. They are more prone under influence of terrorism. Yes, that is what the government is saying. So this is the prelims question for the day. So let me tell you one thing more, Pankaj. What happens? What happens? See, there is also political aspects to it also. I've told you. See, suppose this is GS paper 1. GS paper 1, there is world history. Two questions would come from world history. 20 marks. Suppose you skip world history altogether, you are just going to attempt 18 questions only of GS paper 1. You do not want to put your efforts in world history because you find that there is low input output ratio. What do I mean by it? More input of hard work, efforts, time you would put in world history, and low output of just 20 marks you would get from world history. That is why you are not going to prepare world history. Instead, you are going to prepare rest of the topics of GS paper 1 like geography, etc., etc. This is basically the strategy of yours. Suppose this is the strategy of BJP. 85% Hindu, 15% Muslims. BJP is saying that I would not contest for 15% vote. I would just contest for 85% Hindus. Okay. So I would just able to get, if I am able to get 42% of this 85% vote, I'm going to remain in this uh, I am going to remain in power in this country forever. Because by 33% vote share, BJP get 282 seats in 2014. So you can imagine by 42% votes, how much seats it would get in the parliament. That is basically the calculation of BJP, and same is the calculation of this Republicans in America, the conservatives in UK and Australia, etc. Same politics is being played everywhere. Same politics. Okay. So now these Rohingyas are Muslims. So if Rohingyas are given citizenship, then this 15% share would increase. So Hindus relative population to Muslim would reduce, like it would be around 82%, and Muslim population would increase to 18%. And this 18% vote share would be given to this 18% population would vote for INC, that is Indian National Congress. So Congress vote bank would increase by giving citizenship to Rohingyas or making them part of the society of India. That is why BJP is reluctant to give them citizenship. Okay, so that is why it is saying that it is threat to national security and also national polity. So see, whatever these political things I've told you, I've tried to express it in as objective manner as possible, as academic manner as possible. This is not my personal views. I'm just telling you about this state of affairs of our politics, how the politics is being played by the BJP, Congress, etc. Okay, I'm not saying that BJP is wrong. I'm not saying that IMC is right. I'm not saying INC is wrong or BJP is right. I'm just saying that what they are doing for the political power. I'm just explaining the things for you. Okay, so that is what my point is. So, you have answer A. Yes, answer is A. Answer is A. As Bangladeshi government has done resettlement like previous in history by Jinnah before partition. Yes, yes, yes. See, that has very different story of partition. In one lecture, I would tell you the genuine reasons of creation of Pakistan. It is not meant for Muslims of this country. It is not meant for the Muslims of country that Hindu and Muslims are two different nations. For Hindus, Hindustan, and for Muslims, Pakistan. This is not the original reason of creation of Pakistan. There are other conspiracies behind, other great game being played at that time for the creation of Pakistan. So next, we are going to read about Meghalaya's Mulayami village. This Mulam Liang. This is village in Meghalaya's East Jantia Hill district. You can see this Meghalaya's map. This is in the India and this is whole map of Meghalaya. You can see the southwest Garo Hills, southwest Khasi Hill, east Khasi Hill, Jantia Hills, and west Khasi Hill, etc. North Garo Hills, etc. So this is in East Jantia Hills. This here at this place. Let me show you again in the at this place. This village is. So why this has been used? Because now it has become a greener place after rat hole mining has been banned. It has been abandoned and this rat hole mining has been converted into greener place. So we are going to discuss this issue in detail so that you get full idea of this issue. So what is first open cast mining? See what happens. See, this is coal reserves. These two are coal reserves. These coal reserves are in horizontal sphere, isn't it? And these coal reserves are in vertical sphere. Okay, for vertical, if coal reserves are present in this manner, like in depth of the below the earth, in vertical manner, then this open cast mining is used. Like you dug up a hole, bring the coal back to the surface, then again further dug up the hole, bring the coal back to the surface, again dug up the hole and bring the coal back to the surface. This is basically the open cast mining. तो हेयर अ पिट अ खड्डा खोद दिया जाता है जिसको बोरो बोलते हैं और वहां से निकाला जाता है फ्रॉम अ पिट नेम्ड बोरो द कोल इज एक्सट्रैक्टेड सी द पिक्चर दिस इज हाउ कोल इज ब्रॉट आउट फ्रॉम एन ओपन कास्ट माइनिंग दिस इज प्रेवलेंट इन झारखंड मध्य प्रदेश छत्तीसगढ़ एक्सेट्रा second is rat hole mining when the coal is present in horizontal fashion what happens from here you dug a tunnel here bring the coal back then you make this tunnel more deep bring the coal back then more deep bring the coal back to the surface this is basically the rat hole mining where people crawls into the underground tunnels which are just 4 feet in diameter to extract coal see this picture this is how tunnels are made of and this is prevalent in Meghalaya. This is prevalent in Meghalaya because there are hills. You can see this in this picture. There are hills, and under this hill, in horizontal fashion, there are holes, and that is why this kind of holes are made, and people go inside this hole and bring the coal back to the surface. This is how they goes under the tunnel. So now coal mining in northeast. So Jantia Coal Miner and Dealer Association said there are such 60,000 coal mines which across 360 village in East Jantia Hill district. 60,000 rat hole mines. Rat hole mines. So what are the problems of these rat hole mines? First, it contaminates the farmland. It turns the streams acidic, especially suppose this is the hill. Okay, this is the hill and in this manner coal is present. Okay, so this coal get leaked out and sometimes get mixed with groundwater or there are certain streams inside the mountain and it get mixed with these streams, so there is water pollution because of this mining, and also there is loss of diversity and local heritage of this region, and also it causes decimation of destruction of natural resources like forests, like in Garo and Hasi Hills of Meghalaya. In Demsa Hasao region of Assam, this forest has been cut it, so that is why it is now easier to hunt the animals, that is why poaching is easier. See this Dima Hasao region in Assam, this here just near to East Jantia Hills district, very near. Here huge poaching of animals are being done. Also, Meghalaya is a tribal state where majority of the populations are tribal and it comes under the sixth schedules. So basically autonomy has been given to tribal district councils which decides that whom would get the license to mine. It is not the state government, it is not the central government which are deciding the mining license allocation. It is basically the tribal district councils which are deciding it. That is why it is being given to the private owners. It has been given to private owners, not to the state government. That is why these private owners are exploiting this coal mining, and they are not ensuring proper safety of the labor. They are not ensuring that these mining is done in a sustainable fashion, etc. That is why this sixth schedule area become problematic for this mining, and also it causes many diseases like fibrosis, pneumocystis, silicosis in workers. And these workers see this very small rat hole, so this child has been forced to go inside this rat hole and bring the coal back. Why? Because child physical anatomy is quite small. लंबा चौड़ा हष्ट फुट बंदा इस होल में नहीं जा पाएगा, बट बच्चा जा सकता है. The child can easily go inside this rat hole because of his small size of the body as compared to the large size body of adult. That is why child labor is being employed here, and also there was huge child trafficking for ensuring adequate supply of child labor in this region. And also there is huge nexus of politicians, police with mine owners. Even these mine owners are politicians, even they themselves are the politicians. That is why who would, if the thief is the sheriff, then who would catch the thief? अगर चोर ही रक्षक बन जाएगा तो भक्षक को कौन पकड़ेगा? So that is why there is no action being taken on against these kind of rat hole miners. And these laborers are come from Nepal, Assam, Bangladesh, and they are being exploited here. They are not provided safety of work, they are not provided security of job security, they are not provided adequate wages, etc. You can see this picture how the labor are being exploited. And in Meghalaya, you should understand this point also. In Meghalaya, non-tribals are considered second-class citizens because tribals are in majority. So who are in minority? Non-tribals. Who are non-tribals? Like Bihari immigrants, West Bengali immigrants, the immigrants from Rajasthan. There are many Marwadis who has come from Rajasthan, Gujarat to Meghalaya for trade, and they are living there for generations. They are being permanent resident of Meghalaya, but still they are being discriminated by the tribal population of Meghalaya because they are in majority. If anyone from, for example, from this Marwadi community, Gujarati, even there are Sikh population there. There are Sikh population living in Meghalaya. If they speak anything against the government, against the tribals, etc., there are many tribal vigilant groups. Who take action against this minority. Just like you have Bajrang Dal who enforce its own model code of conduct upon the people. Similarly, there are multiple tribal vigilant groups in Meghalaya which take action against these kind of minorities. And these workers are from Nepal, Bangladesh, West Bengal, etc. That is why neither the state nor the people take care of them, bothered about them, concerned about them. So now Mulayamling also was one such village where these kind of problems were there. So National Green Tribunal has ordered in 2014, it has banned rat hole coal mining in Meghalaya, and it has set time limit for the coal which has already mined to be transported to other areas. So basically this village needs to be rehabilitated, need to be resettled, etc. That is why certain measures has been taken by administration. Coke factories and cement plants has been made to shift to vicinity under their corporate social responsibility so that this coke etc could be utilized. There is earth rejuvenation program. The soil which get infertile because of this mining now has been made to relive, refreshed, rejuvenated by this program so that agriculture, forestry, etc. could be done. Low cost rain harvesting projects has been done so that area could be recharged with water, which has become dry because of coal mining and also water get polluted. And also this village has been made a base camp for tourists to explore these rat hole caves, canyons, waterfalls, etc. You can see this picture. This is the picture of this village. That is how this village has been transformed because of administrative measures. So what are the other government initiatives related to mining? Uttam application it has launched where third party, any NGO, any civil society can take assessment of any mined coal for ensuring coal quality. There is National Mining Mineral Policy which talks about sustainable mining, boosting exploration, use of state-of-art technology, etc. In September 2019, 100% FDAV under automatic approval route is approved. For example, you do not need any cabinet ministry, etc. position to approval to start the mining process in Jharkhand, Madhya Pradesh, etc. Minerals Law Amendment Act 2020. It amends two laws, Mines and Minerals Development and Regulation Act and Coal Mines Special Provision Act. What is this Mines and Minerals Development and Regulation Act 1957? It basically regulates the mining sector and provide conditions for obtaining and granting mining lease for mining operations. And coal mines provide right, title, ownership, etc. over the land mine to the successful bidders. And they would get a surety, they would get guarantee, they would get 100% security to their ownership of this land so that they can do big investment in coal mining and they can have big production of coal and they could get stability, safety and security to their investments. That is why it confers right and ownership to coal mining operators. आपने मान लो 10,000 crore if you have invested in, for example, in mining. After 5 years, it has been said that this mine belongs to the government. So your 10,000 crore would go into the dustbin. Your whole investment would get waste if you are not provided the mining rights by the law. That is why this act was enacted in 2015 when Modi ji comes to the power. And now this amendment bill promotes that commercial mining for local and global funds could be initiated without any end user restriction. End user means until now coal has been produced for certain fixed consumers. For fixed consumers it is being produced. For example, it has been being produced for thermal power projects, for iron and steel industry, etc., aluminium industry, etc. So now it has been allowed to be sold to any consumer of your choice. There would be no captive market. There would be no captive market. Captive market means certain consumers has taken hold of that market. Earlier only thermal, iron, steel would have pre-purchase agreement with these kind of coal mining firms and they would procure the coal from these firms. Now any consumer can have any kind of agreement with these kind of mining firms. That is basically the bill has said. So they become rat in greed, you can say that. So sovereignty is to get coal from such a horizontal sphere only manually it can be produced. There exists no technology. No, there is no technology right now. There is no technology. Even what happens if you have read the news in such rat hole mine, in one such rat hole mine which has been abandoned means now it has been given up to produce or mine coal from it. वन सच abundant rat hole mine जहाँ पे अब mining नहीं हो रही, where mining has been stopped there. In such mine, in such mine, few children get stuck, and also at the same time because of monsoon showers. You know that Meghalaya received huge rainfall, even two times greater than the rainfall received in other parts of the country. So because of rainfall, the streams which was locked up in the mountains, like if this is the mountain, suppose a stream is being locked up here because of this rocks, stones and soil here, this stream is not able to come out of the mountain. But because of monsoon showers, the water get trapped inside it, and this stream get huge power because of large amount of rainfall water it is receiving. That is why it was able to break up this protection, this gate of mountain. तो वो उस पहाड़ को तोड़ के बाहर आ गई और पानी सारा उस पहाड़ में disperse हो गया. The water get dispersed in whole mountain, and this water also get filled in this rat hole mine, and these children were there in this rat hole mine. So first they were deep in this rat hole mine. Second, this rat hole mine get filled with water. So country has to bring in navy, country has to bring in army, the whole nation get make efforts to save these children, but the efforts were futile. They were not able to save these children, they were not able to evacuate these children. Okay, so there are no technology so far to bring this coal from these horizontal seams of coal. Horizontal are likely to thinner than vertical one. Yes, that is the problem. That is the problem. That is why children are being engaged in extraction of coal. So this is the main question. Yes, there can also be venomous snakes in that region. So this is the main question for you. Critically discuss the reasons of prevalence of rat hole mining in the northeast region. Also discuss in brief government initiative in mining sector. So this coming to the next topic, dust sample from Hayabusa 2. So Japan Airspace Exploration Agency has received a capsule carrying the first extensive sample of dust from the asteroid Ryugu from unmanned Hayabusa 2. This is the current affair news. Let us discuss each and everything of this statement in detail. First, we would discuss what is asteroids. What are asteroids? Asteroids are basically the minor planets. They are also known by the name of minor planets. They are made of metal and rocks. You can see in this picture what are asteroids are. These are the asteroids, and they are just wandering in the universe. They are just wandering in the universe, maybe orbiting the planet or maybe orbiting the sun or any star. So, what is the difference between asteroid and comets? Asteroid generally consists of metal and rocks. Comets may consist of ice, dust, apart from metal and rocks. In addition to metal and rocks, comets also consist of ice and dust. That is why asteroids are quite near to sun and comets are away from sun. Why? Because this ice or dust may get burnt because of excessive heat of sun. And when these asteroids comes near to the Earth's surface, it is known as meteoroid. And when it comes into the Earth's atmosphere, and because of heat in Earth atmosphere, it get burned. It can burn. It known as meteor, or you can say shooting star. All right. And these asteroids are irregularly shaped, and most asteroids have small companion moon also. And you can see this picture how comets get burned when they come near to the sun. And there is also binary double asteroids. There are two rocky bodies of roughly equally sized orbiting each other. Orbiting each other. This is the keyword. Orbiting each other. See, in this picture you can see these double asteroids. They are not revolving. They are not revolving around the sun. They are not revolving around the sun. They are revolving each other. What does it mean? What does it mean? आपने वो देखी होगी ना, लड़कियां करती हैं तितली, तितली, butterfly. Basically, suppose this is one person, this is second person. They would hold their hands in this manner, in cross manner, and they would revolve around each other by just holding their hands. Just holding each other hands, they would revolve. This is what titli is known as. Similarly, ये दोनों भी तितली पा रहे हैं. They are also doing the same thing. They are just revolving each other. Similarly, triple asteroid system where 3 asteroids are revolving each other. So how do we find where the coal mines are? This is the process of exploration, Vishnu. So this is the process of exploration. Because of advanced technique, you can get the idea where the coals are, and you get the idea. You start exploring it by digging some tunnels or pits, and if you find coal, then you start commercial mining. Can we say that comet, if goes near to the sun, will become? See, there is overlapping area. This, suppose this is comet, this is asteroid. Both may consist of rocks, both may have metals, but comet has ice and dust also, but asteroid generally don't have. Okay, so when comet get near to sun, if it is made of rock and metals, then we can say that it is asteroid. Yes, if it is made of rock and metals. If it is made of ice and dust, then it would get burned out. Then we cannot say that it is. Then we cannot say that it is asteroid. So classification of asteroids. First is main asteroid belt. You can see in this picture. This is the main asteroid belt. Huge rocks are there, huge, between Mars and Jupiter's. Huge rocks are revolving in this belt. This is torus shaped region. Torus, you can see this. This is torus. Hollow in the circle where everything is revolving. And majority of asteroids are orbiting in this region. Second is Trojan. These asteroids are revolving around a larger planet, but they do not collide it because they gather around two special orbit in the region called L4 and L5 Lagrangian points. Lagrangian points. Because at this point, this Lagrangian points, the gravitational pull from Sun and the planet counterbalance each other, and there is force to the counter. There is counter force to the force. That is why they do not collide. So you can see this in Jupiter. At L4 and L5, there are Trojans. These are Trojans, and these are revolving around Jupiter, but they are not colliding neither with Jupiter nor with themselves because of this Lagrangian points. Because gravitational force, one force is of Jupiter, one force is of Sun. They are putting pressure on opposite manner. That is why it remains at that particular position forever. Even these points are being used by satellites, because now you do not need any fuel to remain at that particular position, because gravitational forces are more than enough to make you fix at that particular position. आप उसी position में forever रहोगे, क्योंकि planet भी और sun भी आप पे force लगा रहा है, gravitational force लगा रहा है, आप उस position में हमेशा वहीं पर रहोगे. इसलिए satellites को इन points पे डाल दिया जाता है, Lagrangian points पे, so that कि कोई fuel की जरूरत ना पड़े, उस permanent position पे हमेशा घूमती रहे बस. At that particular position, it may do orbiting forever. That is why satellites are put at that position, because of gravitational force of sun and planet. You can see this in map also. So these are near Earth asteroids which can pass close by that of Earth or which actually cross the Earth orbital, that is known as Earth crosser asteroids. So now coming to the Hayabusa mission of Japan. Hayabusa is the Japanese term for the peregrine falcon, which is the fastest bird during its hunting drive, which has a speed of 200 mile per hour. Very huge speed. You can see the bird. This is from this word, the word Hayabusa come from. And Hayabusa bikes you might all may be aware of. This mission has been launched in 2003 and it has linked with asteroid Itokawa in 2005. You can see the picture. This is how this mission has landed on the asteroid. So here it returned the samples back to the Earth in 2000, making the first time some sample materials from asteroids has been taken back to Earth. Now Hayabusa 2 has been launched in 2014 and it takes 4 years to reach the asteroid Ryugu. First, it orbited this asteroid for few months to map the surface, to take the survey of that asteroid, to assess the land surface of Ryugu. Then it used some explosive to blast a crater, to create a pit here, to break a burrow here, so that it can collect the debris. And then it headed back to Earth in November 2019. Now it has reached the Earth and now it has given Japanese researchers the sample. You can see this. You can see this, how Japanese researchers are bringing back the samples. What is the significance of this mission? Asteroids and comets, they are primitive bodies. Primitive bodies means they are original bodies. When universe was formed, these asteroids were comets were there. And they are building blocks of solar system. So we can get the idea of birth and initial evolution of universe and even our solar system. The planets like Earth, Mars, Jupiter, they are complex evolution. First, asteroids has come in, and asteroids, comets, etc. get merged and formed a planet. So, who come first? Asteroids. Who come later? Planets. That is why Earth, by studying Mars, Earth, Mercury, Venus, etc., we cannot get the idea of initial phase of universe. But by studying asteroids, we can get how the universe has formed. That is why it is important. And even gases trapped in the rock samples of asteroids can get us idea about the chemical mixtures by which planets has been formed. So basically it would also answer the origin of solar system, like how the water formed and etc. So these kind of scientific discoveries we can get from these missions. So this is again the third prelims question of the day. Answer it. Let us see how much is your attentive power, how much is your listening power, and let us see who answered the question right. You answer it. Let me give you a brief about the next topic. Yes, answer is it. All of you are right. All of you are right. Second is Humpy Stone Chariot. Yes, all of you are right. Very good. So, Archaeological Survey of India has taken steps to protect the Stone Chariot inside Vittal Temple complex at UNESCO World Heritage Site of Hampi. This is the current affair news. This is the current affair news. Now we are going to discuss each and every keyword of this question. What is Archaeological Survey of India? What is Hampi? What is this Vittal Temple? What is Stone Chariot? All we are going to discuss in detail. So ASE, it is under Ministry of Culture. This is the premier, exclusive, most important organization for archaeological research and also at the same time of protection of cultural heritage. ये ढूंढती भी है, it also find the archaeological sources and also it conserve the same also. So coming to the Vijayanagar Empire, city of victory, that basically the Vijayanagar means It has been founded in 14th century, 1336 AD, by Harihar and Bukka of Sangma dynasty. It extends from river Krishna to the extreme south of peninsula. You can see the map here. This is around river Krishna, extreme south, up to Tamil Nadu it extends. And you can see the glory of this empire, how rich it was during that period. So rich, so prosperous, so peaceful empire was there. It was ruled by four dynasties: Sangma, founder Seluva, Tuluva, Aravidu. The most famous ruler was Krishan Dev Rai, who ruled between 1509 to 29. He belongs to Tuluva dynasty, and his rule was characterized by expansion and consolidation. He was expanding the territorial jurisdiction of his empire, at the same time was consolidating. What does it mean? जैसे आपकी तैयारी में आप रीडिंग करते हो, यू आर रीडिंग वन बुक, देन नेक्स्ट बुक एक्सेट्रा, एट द सेम टाइम इफ यू आर रिवाइजिंग also, you are consolidating your learning also. That is basically the strategy of Krishan Dev Rai. That is the basically strategy of every topper do this: expansion and consolidation. Start with Lakshmikant, then Ramesh Singh, then Spectrum, then other NCRTs etc. Also at the same time revising weekly, monthly etc. So that concepts remain in your head, and if concepts are there in head, it means you would gain confidence. Conceptual clarity plus retention would give you confidence, and this would make you prepare for doing practice, whether it is prelims question solving skills or doing answer writing. Unless and until you do not do both of these, you cannot do the practice, because these are the foundation of your preparation. This is the structure of your preparation. ये आपके तैयारी की नींव है और ये आपकी तैयारी की बिल्डिंग है. So he has built fine temples. Why? Because see, if you read medieval India, you would find that Akbar built Red Fort, Shah Jahan built Taj Mahal, Aurangzeb has also built something, then Jahangir has also built certain monuments, and if you find this in Vijayanagar Empire, he has built many temples. Even Modi ji is building Statue of Unity, parliamentary building, etc. Why? Because the rulers get their name in history by these buildings. By these buildings, they get their name in the history. Second, their authority, their presence, their influence get solidified, get concretized by this building. जहां जहां पे ये बिल्डिंग है, इट मींस वहां वहां पे इन रूलर्स का दबदबा है. Okay, so that is why he has built certain fine temples, adding impressive gopurams to many South Indian temples, and he has also built a township near Vijayanagar after his mother Nagalapuram. And he has composed a work on statecraft in Telugu, that is Amut Tamalyada. And Dravidian architecture gets survived because of his patronage. If he was not there, then Dravidian architecture may get extinct or may get dormant. And he also adopted some Indo-Islamic architecture in secular buildings like Queen Bath and Elephant Stables. So it shows that he was secular. He was promoting multi-religious, multi-ethnic society. He was not against any kind of Muslim rule, etc. So basically, he was receptive to non-Indian traditions also. So now coming to the Hampi, city of Hampi, you can see in this map where Hampi is in Karnataka here. Hampi, north of Bangalore. It was capital city of Vijayanagar Empire, located in Tungabhadra Basin in central Karnataka, founded by Harihar Bukka in 1396. It is World Heritage Site by UNESCO in 1986, and it is also world largest open air museum. Its famous places are Krishna Temple Complex. This actual information you can read it on screen. I don't think I need to recite it. This you should remember: Battle of Taligota, which led to massive destruction of this city, because it was the battle between King of Vijayanagar and four allied Muslim Sultan of Bijapur, Bidar, Ahmednagar and Golconda. See, in UPSC syllabus, you have this medieval India part. Though medieval India is interesting subject, you would learn about politics hugely in this subject. But problem with this medieval India is it is very low rewarding subject. It is not asked in mains. It is not asked in mains. It is only asked in prelims. That too only two to three questions. 2 to 3 questions. That is why 90% of the candidates do not prepare medieval India. They would prepare art and culture, ancient India, and modern India. Many candidates does not prepare the medieval India part. You also do not need to prepare medieval India because it is low rewarding. You are not going to get any reward in UPSC. But medieval India do asked by state civil service exam. They generally ask from medieval India also. If you want to prepare medieval India, read this book Satish Chandra. Satish Chandra, basically the author of old NCRT. His book you should read, and you do not need to read anything else for medieval India. That is more than enough to prepare for medieval India. If you are preparing only for UPSC, you can leave it also. You should have just general idea of this medieval India. That is more than enough for answering the prelims question, because these 2-3 questions of prelims may be general, may be quite general, and you can easily answer it. So from current affairs, from test series, from any small coaching institute notes, etc., you should prepare medieval India. That is, I think that preparation is more than enough for UPSC. But if you are targeting state civil service also, then read this book Satish Chandra. So now Hampi chariot, it is located in Hampi. You can see this picture, wheels of chariot, how this a temple like structure is being created, isn't it? So it is among the 3 famous stone chariots. Other 2 are in Konark Sun Temple, Odisha, and also in Mahabalipuram, Mahabalipuram, Tamil Nadu. And it has been built by orders of Krishna Dev Rai. And I have told you this has been built in the form of temple. That is why it is being dedicated to Garud. That is the vehicle of Lord Vishnu. Vittal temple. It is been built in 15th century by Devaraitu. It is dedicated to Vittal. Vittal is the incarnation of Lord Vishnu. See, Hinduism has played huge role in uniting this country, especially culturally. How? Because Hinduism has the very astounding, very impressive theory of incarnation. Every god being followed by any community in this country is incarnation of either Lord Brahma Vishnu Mahesh or Lord Devi Durga or Goddess Durga. Every god. Because of this incarnation theory, we are able to integrate all the gods followed by any kind of community in this country. That is why Hinduism also played a huge role in uniting the country. If somebody, suppose a tribal people are following sun, we are saying that sun is our god. If he is following a figure who has some skulls, खोपड़ियों की माला वो पहने हुए हैं, तो हम बोलते हैं कि वो काली देवी है. शी इज आल्सो द गॉडेस ऑफ माँ दुर्गा. Okay, she is wearing necklace of skulls. That is why she is incarnation of Durga. So that is why we are able to integrate north, east, west, south because of this incarnation theory. It ended up abruptly, reason not known. Yes, I think you are talking about Vishnu. Vijayanagar Empire. I'm not get your point. So you can see this Vitala temple, which has been built in Dravidian style. You can see this in picture. See this picture. So now this would be conserved by Archaeological Survey of India. That was the current affair news. Because art and culture में ज़्यादा कुछ नहीं है. In art and culture there is nothing much because you have to just remember the facts. You have to mug up the facts for both prelims and mains, because there is no much like issues or its solution, etc. You have to just mug up the facts. Okay, that is why it is one of the most difficult area of UPSC syllabus to prepare with. But you have to prepare because art and culture is asked in both prelims and mains. And if in interview also they ask from art and culture, for example, if you are from Karnataka, they would ask you about Hampi. If you are Haryana, they would ask for Rakhigiri site. If you are from UP, archaeological sites of Taj Mahal, etc., may be asked from you. So art and culture are do ask in interview also. So it is relevant to prepare. So do prepare it. So now coming to the robotic surgery. Recently, India became first to perform tele-robotic coronary surgery. Tele-robotic coronary surgery on humans. Tele-robotic means suppose this is Medanta hospital and person is ill in Uttarakhand. Medanta is in Gurugram. Person is ill in Uttarakhand. So through video conferencing, the person is being operated. That is what is telemedicine. Telerobotic from Medanta, they are controlling the movement of robots. Who the robots are doing the operation of patient in Uttarakhand. That is basically the telerobotic coronary surgery. Now, IRITA, that is Insurance Regulatory and Development Authority, they have also make new regulations which covers robotic and bariatric surgery. Now, insurance policy would cover robotic surgery also. So now we are going to discuss this issue in detail. Bariatric surgery. Yes, it ended abruptly. These are not known. Yes. Bariatric surgery. Basically, it's an operation which would help you to lose weight by making changes to your digestive system. So those who are fat, they can lose weight by this surgery. So you can see in this diagram how this works. Okay. So bypass portion of stomach, etc. This balloon has been removed, etc. So that is why this lady can lose weight by this surgery. What is robotics? Robotics is basically produce. See what happens. There was earlier manual labor, isn't it? If your clothes has to be stitched, it would be done by hand. If your house is to be built up, it would be used by the hands of laborers. There were earlier manual labors, but machines has replaced the manual labor. Now your clothes are stitched by tailor by using a machine. Now tailor is just an operator of machine. Similarly, tailor is now operator of machine who is using trimmer to shave you. So this manual labor gets replaced by machines. Robotic is advanced level of this machine development, where this operator is also get replaced. This operator is also get replaced, where there is no need of such operator. This machine would operate itself automatically. On its own, the machine would operate itself. That is basically the robotics is. And where is the application of robotics? You can say that these are electronically controlled. They can be programmable or reprogrammable, means certain kind of instructions could be put in the form of software, and it would perform that instruction quite diligently, quite loyalty without any cost. जो आप इसमें feed कर दोगे वही वो करेगा. Whatever you feed in this robot, that robot would follow it. And it also be reprogrammable, means its software can be updated, modified, etc. And it do its work with high precision and accuracy. You can see in this picture how industrial robots function. Aerospace robot, basically the unmanned robotic spacecraft. Whole outer space exploration, research, maneuvering, etc. is done by robots. The case we have discussed, Hayabusa 2, this is also done by robots. These machines can operate on their own. Even the Chandrayaan 2 project was done by robots. There was no moon landing by humans, etc. exploration. They can go to the environments which are inhospitable to human beings, where human beings cannot reach. For example, in deep mines, in volcanoes, in deep marine areas, etc. Even in atmosphere, the high atmosphere, they can go and do the research for us. So now coming to the robotic surgery. See this definition. You can see it in the screen. I am just reading out to you. Integrates computer technology with experience of skilled surgeon, and it provides surgeon with 10 times magnified high definition 3D image of body's intricate anatomy. You can see that our body is made of cells which are quite small, which are of nano size, and it can provide 10 times zoom image so that doctor can have full idea of what he is doing and he can operate it on. You can see in this picture how machines are used to do the surgery. This is what robotic surgery is. So what is the benefits of robotic surgery? So complicated procedures, which is very difficult if it is done by hands of doctor, now is made easier. And they can do this with more precision, more accuracy, more flexibility, more control in their hand. Because these robots would not feel any emotion, any trembling of hand. They would not face any kind of fear in their psyche that would make performance of this complex procedure little bit tricky, risky, etc. It will also reduce trauma for the patient, because now surgery can be performed through small keyholes. For example, let me give you an example. See, my friend's mother was there. Okay, so she has a like artery that is basically the pipe in which blood flows, in artery. See, this is the normal size of artery. Suppose this artery size get reduced. So what happens, they have make a small cut, very small cut in the leg of his mother. Then a robot has been put in, and this robot goes to this artery and expand this artery and make it to the normal size. So through this small part, without any surgery, the artery of the mother get expanded. This is how robotic surgery function. So it simplifies the surgeries because we can reach the hard to access area of patient, where normally we cannot reach by the traditional means of cutting the body and then looking for the part where the problem is, then doing the surgery there, etc. This small size, even there are nano size robots also, nano size, just smaller than the dot I made on the screen. It reduces the recovery time for the patient with fewer complications, and also it reduces the hospital stay, so it would reduce your hospital expenses, and also there is less pain and blood loss. And it is also possible even patient is located in remote areas. I've already told you about tele robotics. So why is the reasons of high demand of robotic surgery? All the reasons we have discussed above, we have discussed above are the reasons. Apart from that, there is huge advancement in technology. Now this technology is credible, reliable, trustworthy. You can have faith over this technology, that this technology can cure you. Rising cases of cardiac disease, there may be stroke, heart stroke, and this placing of stunt in arteries and veins is now quite common. Every other person is installing stunt in his body. How? See, this I've told you, this artery or vein, that is the pipes of the blood. These get blocked or get contracted because of junk food we are eating. So what stunt do? A small valve is put in, plastic valve is put in, like in this, and it would expand this contracted vein or artery. Okay, and this stent is being put through nowadays robots do the surgery, and very small cut is made on the chest of the concerned person. Now people are getting aware about the benefits of robot assisted surgery. That is why they are pressing for robotic surgery. Now, robotic surgery in India, if connection are lost, yes, that may be a challenge in telemedicine, telemedicine or telerobotic surgery. That may be a challenge. You need a strong broadband connection. जैसे हमारे क्लास का कनेक्शन कई बार लूज हो जाता है और वहां पे हम रिकनेक्ट हो सकते हैं, बट यहाँ पे तो पंगा हो जाएगा अगर कनेक्शन लूज हो गया. तो यस, यू नीड अ स्ट्रॉन्ग broadband connection. That is why National Optical Fiber Mission, E-Panchayat Mission, even recently launched PM Vani Mission, etc. become quite important. That is why 5G network installation become important. So, talking about robotic surgery in India, India provides high quality treatment. The doctors who perform the operations provide high quality services. There are many multi-specialty hospital and patient care centers in India. It is Medanta, Apollo, Fortis, Max, Ovel, etc. And these hospitals are equipped with advanced, highly sophisticated state-of-art technology. And most importantly, they are very affordable. सस्ता बढ़िया टिकाऊ, सस्ता बढ़िया टिकाऊ, cheaper, durable, and quality also. That is why people come for medi-tourism in India. People from Europe are coming to India for getting operated. People from USA, Australia are coming to India for getting operated. But there is slow growth of the robotic surgery sector. Why? Because there is high cost of installation. These machines are highly expensive. Second, sometimes these instruments are made of use and throw model, that you can use it for just once. For example, injections. Injection syringes are used for only once. Similarly, these nano robots may be usable for only once. That is why there is huge reckoning cost. There are only few companies in the robotic surgery sector. That is why they have created monopolistic situation, and they are taking advantage of this situation, and they are selling this technology at very high rates at their own terms and conditions, like you have to give advance cash, etc. There is little bit shortage of trained surgeons also. And you can also talk about, in case of telerobotic surgery, connection loss, poor infrastructure development of digital technology and all. What should be way forward? Government should promote this surgery through fellowship programs, give training to surgical trainers, especially those who are expert in traditional mode of surgery, so that they can also operate these kind of robotic machines and can do robotic surgeries. Collaboration between hospital and insurance companies should be there, and innovative ways to tackle the high cost of robotic surgery should be there. For example, you can get this technology on lease, on EMIs, etc., or even on rent. So these kind of ways we need to explore. So this is the essay topic for you: robotic surgery, opportunities, challenges, and future. See, these kind of robotic surgery, etc., you would not find in standard books. These topics are not mentioned in standard books. It is best to prepare it from current affairs. Whatever source you are referring for current affair or our classes, it is more than enough to prepare these kind of topics. And it is highly rewarding topics of UPSC. Highly rewarding. Very easy to prepare. Once you prepare, you would get full marks in essay, full marks in GS paper 3 if it is asked. Okay, so it is not difficult to prepare these kind of topics, and these are very they are very good input output ratio. So coming to the next topic, you are finding that today we have taken huge science and tech topics. It is not deliberate, it is just a coincidence, because these topics has come in news in last 3 days. That is why I have to pick it. See, news are not created by me. These news are created by people. So if the science and technology news dominate in last 3 days, I pick those. If economy news dominate in last 3 days, I have to pick those. There is no choice left to me. मेरे पास कोई choice नहीं है कि मैं इकोनॉमी, साइंस एंड टेक, पॉलिटी, गवर्नेंस, आईआर, पेपर वन, ज्योग्राफी, आर्ट एंड कल्चर सबकी न्यूज पकड़ लूं, क्योंकि वो न्यूज आई ही नहीं 3 दिनों में। अगर वो आती है तो आई डेफिनेटली पिक इट। तो 3 दिनों में, in last 3 days, science and tech news has dominated. That is why science and tech news get chosen in this lecture. Sometimes economy news are in dominance. That is why economy news get chosen. Sometimes polity news are in dominance. That is why you would find that majority of topics are from polity section. So it is not in my hand, but nevertheless, आपको at the end of the month, you would have a judicious, or you can say optimum, or you can say balanced mix of topics from art and culture, science and tech, economy, IR, polity, etc. So I'm guaranteeing you that at the end of the month, by 8 or 9 lectures we have in a month, your current affair is thoroughly prepared. But just focus on the newspaper. What you have to do is newspaper, and these current affair classes are more than enough to prepare you for the UPSC. We have not picked a single news. We have not picked a single news which is not relevant for the exam. Every news we have picked is relevant for exam. So just focus on the newspaper, and these classes, your current affair is done. You do not need to go beyond it, because see, you can go to the multiple websites, insights on India, IS Bapa, whatever, Vision, IS magazine, etc. You can read it, but problem is you do not have the time, and also you do not have the capacity to learn and revise all these sources. So that is why it is not recommended to go for multiple sources. Just stick to one single source, that is one newspaper, one magazine. Magazine is, in your case, is the current affair class we are undertaking. Okay, because this civil service preparation, I have told you earlier also, is like a thali. It is not a chole kulche, chole bhature, masala dosa plate. It is a thali. You have to do a vegetable of GS preparation. You have to have vegetable in your plate of optional preparation. You have to have vegetable of current affairs, newspaper, classes, class notes, tests, etc. So for that you have to allocate time very consciously, very cautiously, very judicially. That is why do not go for multiple sources, whether it is current affair or your static portion. Just stick to one source, read it, revise it. After having one reading, do this practice revision and practice together. एक बार सिलेबस करने के बाद, आफ्टर कवरिंग सिलेबस फॉर वंस, आफ्टर कवरिंग ऑल द स्टैंडर्ड बुक्स, I'm just referring one standard book for one source, one topic. After covering standard books like Spectrum for history, Ramesh Singh for economy, etc., whatever book you are referring it, आप कुछ भी रेफर कर रहे हो उसको एक बार पढ़ लो. उसके बाद apply this formula of revision 1, 7, 31 and start practicing for prelims and mains. Both are important. And 3 months before prelims, you should do exclusive prelims preparation. What do I mean by this exclusive prelims preparation? In this, you should only focus on subjects which are going to be asked in prelims, like forget world history, forget ethics, etc. Just focus on polity, economy, science and tech, etc. Second, do research on the topics which are relevant for prelims. For example, tributaries of various rivers of this country, national parks of this country, wildlife sanctuary, biodiversity reserves of this country, important articles of the constitution, etc. Do prelim specific research and prepare the prelim specific topics. Third, do revision 1, 7, 31 in these 3 months is quite important. Then fourth, what you have to do 3 months before the prelims, practice test. This you should not forget. More than 5,000 questions you should practice. It means 40 to 50 tests you have to have attempt before going to prelims exam. 40 to 50 tests. You must attempt it. These 50 tests you should attempt it with learning purpose. Learning purpose. For example, in 100 questions, you are able to answer only 14 questions correctly. Do not get demotivated. Do not get demotivated by the fact that 60 questions goes wrong. Do not get demotivated. What you have to do is learn how, read the explanation. If the explanation gives you any additional knowledge, any additional information which is not in your mind, just keep it. Just keep it, underline it, highlight it, and revise it. Second, analyze in your mind why your questions get wrong. Analyze in your mind whether you have not read the question properly, whether you are not able to distinguish in between correct statement asked or incorrect statement asked, whether you have overthinking or you have done overthinking while answering, whether you have not think properly, or basically you have done underthinking while answering. So you have to analyze why your questions get wrong. So with learning purpose, you have to attempt these 40-50 tests. And if you have done this, trust me, your prelims would be cleared. If you have read standard book once, current affair one newspaper, our classes, then afterwards revision 1731 formula, prelim specific topics preparation like tributaries, etc., which factual information being asked in prelims, and 40 tests, your prelims would be cleared for sure. So now coming to back to the topic. So Chinese artificial sun. So this China has successfully powered up its artificial sun, basically the nuclear fusion reactor, for the first time. This is the news. Let us discuss what is nuclear reaction types. First is fission, where nucleus of an atom gets split into two daughter nuclei. It is known as nucleus fission. And it can be done naturally by radioactive decay, or it can be done in a lab by necessary conditions like bombarding with neutrons, alpha particles, etc. What happens? See, mass. See, this is the suppose nucleus. Okay, it get divided into, after the reaction, into two separate nucleus. Suppose its mass is 5 units, its mass is 2 units, this mass is 2 units. So combined nucleus mass is greater than the splitted ones. So where this 1 unit goes, it goes as in the form of nuclear energy. This loss of mass, this missing mass is converted into nuclear energy, and this nuclear energy is in such a large amount that it can easily meet the energy requirements of human. This is, you can see the diagram also. And these commercial nuclear power plants are based on this fission also, and atom bombs are being used also based on this technology. Fusion, when two lighter nuclei get converted into heavier one. This technology is being used in sun and other stars. You can see in the diagram also. And because of this fusion, energy get released and this energy is utilized. But to ensure that these nucleus get fused, get mixed up, huge energy is required. Huge high temperature is required, even million degrees of temperature. Huge pressure is required. So that is why a nuclear bomb is placed of uranium inside the hydrogen bomb to ensure that hydrogen atoms get mixed up and there is energy released from such fusion. So now coming to the tokamak. Tokamak kya hai? What is this tokamak? It is an experimental machine to use the energy of fusion. Inside this machine, because of fusion of atoms, heat is produced and this heat is absorbed, and this heat is used to boil water. Steam is produced from this boiled water and this steam is used to run the turbine. This is how this heat is utilized. You can see the picture of this tokamak. Okay, you can see the picture. This is how it functions. International Thermonuclear Experimental Reactor. This is collaboration of 25 nations, including India. India is also part to this reactor. It is located in France and it is meant for harnessing the nuclear fusion energy. You can see in this picture. This is how this reactor looks. Its aim is to build the world's largest tokamak so that fusion could be made commercially feasible to produce large-scale carbon-free energy. Now coming to the HI2M tokamak reactor. This is the Chinese reactor. See this reactor, International Thermonuclear Experimental Reactor. This is led by Western countries. European countries like France, Britain, Germany and USA. This reactor is now built by China. I've told you, whoever controls the technology controls the world. So race for technology is also there in this sphere also. Not only in 5G, artificial intelligence, robotics, there is race. There is race for nuclear fusion technology also. And it is replicating the same process that is naturally occurring in the sun by using the powerful magnetic field to fuse hot plasma. So it is providing 150 million degrees Celsius temperature, such a high temperature which is 10 times hotter than the core of the sun. You can see in this picture how China had built this reactor. Okay, so now China has successfully used the energy from this reactor. That is basically the news. So coming to the next topic, elephant corridors in Odisha. Elephants, keystone species. Keystone species means in environment or in ecosystem, keystone species are those if the survival of these species get threatened because of certain factors, it may cause danger to whole ecosystem. It may give danger to whole ecosystem if this disease get danger. That is why this species is keystone. So on this species, various other species are dependent. For example, tigers are dependent. For example, many wildlife are dependent. For example, some parasites are dependent because they are being stick to elephant body and they cover the forest by movement of elephants. Or pollination of plants are dependent on elephants, that they move and they disturb the flowering plants and the pollens get fell off and they get transferred from one flower to another. That is why they are keystone species. In India, we have 50% Asian elephant population home. So population is 27,000, which is 3,000 degrees from 2018 census. Now coming to the concept of elephant corridors. Elephant corridors. Why these elephant corridors are important? See, these are important because of forest fragmentation. Because of forest fragmentation. What happens? What happens? Suppose this is the forest. Okay. This is the forest. Whole forest, where in this forest elephant can roam anywhere. Elephant can roam anywhere. What happens? Suppose here a road is constructed. Now forest get divided into two parts. Suppose here industrial project get constructed. Now forest is divided into three parts. Now here a power plant, hydropower plant project is constructed. Again forest get divided. Then here a railway network is built up. Then again forest get bifurcated. So how the elephant can move in this forest? If the elephant is there, how he can reach here? How it can reach here? How it can reach here? That is why these corridors become important. So here some land strip would be provided so that this elephant can use it as a bridge and can move to the second habitat of forest. So it is a narrow strip of land that connects two large habitats of elephants. You can see this in Tiger Reserve. Pilgari Temple. Here there is man-made settlements. So this land connects the two habitats, two forest habitats, and elephant from this place can move to this place. Okay, the Satyamangalam Tiger Reserve. You can take the example of Western Ghat tiger reserves, where Bilgiri and Satyamangalam get connected by this elephant corridor. Elephant corridor. And these are basically the human settlement, basically village area. So there are identified elephant corridors. They are in 11 states. They are in 11 states. You can see in this data also. Andhra Pradesh 15, 10 square kilometers, etc. And also you can see places Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Odisha, West Bengal, Meghalaya, Assam, Uttar Pradesh, etc. So wherever there is elephant population, there is telephone corridors earlier. Why these corridors need to be fragmented? First, I have already explained you because of fragmentation of forest. Second, the population of elephants can be genetically viable only if they are made to travel throughout the forest region. Suppose this is the forest. Okay, this. Okay, okay. Let me make you. So this was the forest, but now it gets fragmented into these two parts. Suppose there is disease spread in this part of forest. So all the elephants get killed. So if there is no connectivity between this forest and this forest, then no elephant can survive this disease, and all the population of this elephant would get vanished. So if there is connectivity, some elephants can move into this part of forest and can save themselves, and that is why their genetics would also be get saved. Their generation would not get wiped out because of disease. It also helped regeneration of other species and regeneration of forest because it is keystone disease, species I have already explained. Also, it would reduce fatalities due to accidents. It would help in enhancing species survival and birth rate. That is also, I think, I have explained. So, how it would help in preventing accident? For example, yeah, this is the road. This is the suppose railway has built it, and this is the forest, and forest get bifurcated into these two parts. Now, elephants wants to move from first part to second part. So suddenly train comes and elephant get killed. That is how elephant get killed because of fragmentation of forest. If there is some corridor here, elephant can move easily move, and it can be prevented its death from fatal this kind of accidents. So that is why National Elephant Corridor project was launched. 88 elephant corridors has been identified by Wildlife Trust of India. I have already shown in the map. Okay. So what are the concerns? Human settlements, mining is not stopping. This is the forest. So this space would be occupied by village. This space will be occupied by hydro project, etc. So this is basically the concentrated projects. Second is linear projects. Linear, like on this manner. In this manner, a road is built. In this manner, a canal is built of water. It is though taking very less space, but it is so linear. It is not concentrated. Rather, it is spread out to the whole region of forest that the forest get bifurcated. Be it electric lines, railway lines, roads, canal, etc. All are linear projects, either vertically, horizontally, maybe slantingly, but they cross the whole forest. They crisscross the whole forest. That is why these linear projects are more problematic for wildlife like elephants. This is how they become subject to fatalities. Because of this road passing through forest, these elephants sometimes get stuck with cars. Sometimes forest get turned into farms. You can see in this picture, this forest has been turned into farms and elephants comes in and destroy the fields. Unchecked tourism, which are blocking the animal ponds, etc. So that is why animals are seeking alternative routes, which are resulting elephant-human conflict. 40% of elephant reserves are not within protected parks and sanctuaries. That is why there is no adequate protection of elephants. These migration corridors has no specific legal protection that they are being protected by any biodiversity, wildlife, or environmental law. So they would get certain provision on the parts of authorities, on industries, on agriculture, etc. not to disturb these migration corridors, etc. And also those tourists are coming in these corridors, there are weak regulations. That is why National Green Tribunals has ordered in 2013 that it has ordered that whatever is not permitted in eco-sensitive zone would also be not permitted in migratory corridors. जो इकोसिस्टम में परमिटेड नहीं है वो माइग्रेटेड कॉरिडोर्स में भी परमिट नहीं होगा. बेसिकली इट इज गिविंग सर्टेन जुडिशियल बैकिंग to the for the regulation to be framed for the preservation and conservation of these elephant migratory corridors. And they have ordered authorities to speed up the demarcation process within a specific time frame. For example, Odisha has said that I would make 14 corridors, but after several years, no progress has been made. It was just a political promise, which are never meant to honor. It was meant for broken up. So now, this is the current affair news. National Criminal Tribunal has said that prepare action plan for these 14 identified corridors. Make it operational. Be serious and sincere about conservation of these kind of migratory corridors. So what are the Indians' initiative for conservation of elephants? First is Gaj Yatra, launched in 2017 on World Elephant Day. In this, awareness is program is being carried out in the states which has elephant population, so that wildlife hunting could be stopped, poaching could be stopped, wildlife trade could be stopped. People are being more sensitive towards elephants in case they get in conflict with humans in agriculture fields, roads, etc. That is why this yatra has been launched. You can see in this picture how this Gaj Yatra has been launched, where musket of elephant has been put it on this vehicle and it has been being roamed in whole district and people are being made aware about the importance of elephant. Project Elephant launched in 1992 to protect the elephant, their habitats and corridors. To address the man-animal conflict and welfare of captive elephants. Captive elephants basically means those elephants which are living in circus sector. What are the initial international initiative? Monitoring of illegal killing of elephants program by CITES, that is conservation of international trade of endangered species of wild flora and fauna. Started in 2003. Purpose you can see on the screen. I think you can yourself read it. Very factual information to measure level in illegal hunting of elephants, to determine changes, to determine the factors for these changes and what are the factors responsible for these kind of changes. What is the way forward? We need to expand elephant corridors using the successful models of other states. We need to acquire private lands and we need to provide it to government so that it can establish these kind of corridors. We need to aware people. We need to stop poaching and illegal trades, and also we need to use technologies like drone and satellites. So yeah, only one Havana syndrome, one topic left. I think we can do it tomorrow in the next class, basically on Wednesday. So that's all for today. In case, yeah, good morning, Kranti. In case you have any doubt, you can reach out to me on this Telegram, Mohit Bansal 258. Okay. So that's all for today. Thank you very much to all of you. I wish you happy learning and all the best.